My name is Vanessa Williams. I'm running for City Council District 13. District 13 goes from the beaches and wraps around parts of the south side, and actually then wraps back around all the way up to the new Nocatee Parkway. So it's quite a large district. I believe it's the second largest district in Jacksonville. And I'm also a local attorney. I've lived in Jacksonville for over 20 years. Went to UNF and then Florida Coastal School of Law. While I was at UNF, I had the opportunity to intern with Congresswoman Tilly Fowler. And that's what really got me involved in politics and in help working with the community. And one of the things she taught me is how it's so important to keep government accountable for spending taxpayers' hard-earned money. And not only that, but also you never lose touch with your constituent. That's who you're representing, that's who you're working for. And she always, this is something I always admired about her, she always went out of her way, even when they had long days, she'd fly back to either go to Ormond Beach or spend time in Jacksonville so she could still connect with her constituents and make sure that she's hearing the voice of the people. And so that's something I was an amazing experience with her that I really respect. And then I went on to go to law school here in town at Florida Coastal School of Law. And then from there, I started working for the city. And while working for the city, I got to see firsthand, to be honest, a lot of the waste. I got to work on the budget as part of my time with the city. And as a city employee, it gets frustrating when you see all these things that you feel you could fix, and you don't have the opportunity to. And so once I went into private practice, that's really what drove me to want to run for city councils, because I've seen what's there and I know I can fix it. I just need to get my hands on it. And so that's a little bit about me.
Okay, well, the first question is a philosophical question. What do you think the basic core functions of a local government ought to do?
Sure. Obviously, police and fire is very important. We need to keep everyone safe, and so that is, I feel, a top priority as public safety, as well as regulating, obviously, water, making sure it's clean for everyone to drink, as well as just essential services to the citizens of Jacksonville. And we have a lot of superfluous or extra. I'm sorry, it's been a long time. Extra services within the city that are nice in times when we're flushing with money. But right now, like for example, we just spent $1 million in artwork for the new courthouse, and it's spending like that needs to come to a stop. We also pay for an arts high school, so I understand we want our courthouse to look nice and we need to put artwork up in the halls of the courthouse, but we have access to students who are willing to provide it for free. So there's no reason why we need to go out and pay for it. And I feel that's what we need to do, is really focus on getting creative, thinking outside of the box, and looking for other ways to provide what we need as a city, as opposed to immediately cutting a check for it.
Okay, Victor?
What specific savings do you believe can be found in upcoming budgets? Please be specific regarding areas and programs such as Jacksonville Journey, Jacksonville Economic Development Commission, Cultural Council, special events, public safety, or any other programs that you might know of, especially as a former city employee.
Can you read just the first part of the question?
Jacksonville Journey?
Oh no, I'm so sorry, before that.
What specific savings do you believe can be found in upcoming budgets?
Sure, yeah. I just gave an example of the artwork. That's one of them. I'm tired of people telling me that, oh, it's just $1 million here, it's just $1 million there. Well, that all adds up to big money, and I'm not taking that as an excuse or a reason for it. For example, one of the things I did when I worked at the city was I worked for the Human Rights Commission, and it's very important everyone's treated equally. And I understand that, and I do have sympathy for that. But however, there is a division within there that does employment discrimination claims, and we pay for that 3 times in our taxes. We pay for it on a local level, we pay for it on a state level, and we pay for it on a federal level. And so it's important to know what we can cut and what we can't cut within the city budget, and that's an area obviously that's triplicated 3 times. And we need to be looking for opportunities like that to save in the city budget. The entire time I worked for the city, a city council member never walked through our front doors to our office space one time. And I think that's ridiculous. I think it's a travesty. And as a city council member, I want to take the time to get to know these departments and these agencies so you can see what there is to cut. Another example, we're not City of Jacksonville doesn't claim to be technology experts, and although we handle all of our technology needs internally through the ITD or Information Technology Department, I feel we need to seriously consider privatizing these departments. And by doing that, obviously we don't have to worry about those employees' pensions or healthcare benefits, and we're not the experts, so I can't guarantee you we're doing it the most efficient way possible. But if we reach out to a company who specializes in technology and has been doing it for the past 30 years, obviously they're probably more equipped to make sure they do it the most efficient way possible. And so I think it's steps like that when examining the budget that we need to take into consideration.
All right.
And what do you believe is the solution to the city employee pension problem? And what steps could you take as a city council member, knowing full well that the administration is doing the negotiation, but what as a city council member can you do to present and pursue that solution?
Sure. There's some small steps that can be made, as well as obviously the large steps. For example, the practice of loading up employees with overtime to make their salary balloon and look larger right before they retire, for the 2 or 3 years before they retire, so they receive a larger pension payment, needs to stop immediately. And that's something City Council could do tomorrow. We need to cut that practice out, that overtime needs to be allotted to the employees equally, and we cannot allow employees who are 2-3 years out of retiring to receive a ton of overtime to balloon their salaries up. And so that's something City Council could do tomorrow to fix, because that's more of a practice, it's not a policy per se. There's some great ideas, there's several ideas that could fix our pension needs. I know, like the First Coast Manufacturers Association, what they've done is they've offered to put together a team of CFOs in town to analyze the pension and give their recommendations. And I think we do need to be reaching out to the community and asking for their help as well. We have some of the top minds in the financial industry in Jacksonville. If they're offering their services for free to us, we should be able to take advantage of that and use that. And there's the directed benefits plan has a lot of merit to help fix the issue as well. I think there's a lot of steps. There's a couple. I met with a few city council members when I decided to first run, and sat down with them and had them explain the pension issue to me and give me their take on it. So I made sure I was as educated as possible on these issues. And some of the plans that they're looking at as far as directed benefit, where it goes into more of like I guess you could think of it as a privatized, like when you talk about Social Security, privatizing Social Security, more of a plan along those lines to help fix pension as well. A lot of them have a lot of merit, and it's just time for us to get tough. I mean, it's unsustainable, so we have to do something.